That's right. Brand new episode. It's been a while. Maybe not that long. A week or so. But I tell you what. We got some shit to tell you. Of course, we got those upcoming events that you need to put those eyes in your ears to. Some history, of course. Another strange sport. I don't even really know if it's a sport, but it was brought to my attention, so it gets brought to yours. I'm going to talk about this silly hat on top of my head. Also, we have some 20% off your next meal at B Diesel's gift certificates. That they're actually letting us give away on the show. Also, a very strange cricket invasion here in the Cowboy State. We're also going to talk about the world's only corn palace. That's right, baby. You're tuned in to the one and only three-wheel bicycle podcast coming out of Casper, Wyoming. So a little later than usual, last minute. But yeah, here we are. Now, I'm your host, Stevie V, waiting for Kelly Kapowski to call me. And the man sitting next to me,
Joshin.
That's right. He's giving you all those brand new funky sounds. Don't forget to share it up with your friends and your neighbor's dog or cat, pig, goat, whatever they have. Maybe it's a penguin. Nonetheless, oh yeah.
That was some funky.
It was. That's right.
It was a little choppy, but it was cool. It was fun. Freestyle.
Yeah, it sounded beautiful.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the show.
Woo! All you three-wheelers.
Yeah. You should turn your mic up a little bit. Maybe it's
Oh.
my headphones.
Maybe it's your headphones.
There we go.
Oh, all right. I need to talk into the mic. I don't have a camera trying to see my face. So
Yeah,
I can
touche.
put it right in front of my face.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We haven't been on for a while, I guess.
A week.
Yeah, it does seem different though. Like my schedule has been pretty crazy lately. Good though,
For sure.
in a very good way. Yeah, we well, not we. It was me. I messed up the middle of the road podcast thing. Well, I didn't technically really mess it up, but shout out to them fellas. We're gonna be actually the next scheduled date. Well, I don't know when we'll actually release the episode, but we're gonna be chatting with them fellas July 25th. Super stoked.
Hell yeah.
Another podcast I wanted to give a shout out to was Off the Cuff with Jed Cobenus and Cody Stokes. I always have a hard time saying his name.
Oh, yeah?
But they just released one. They took a little break or whatever. Definitely go check them guys out. Three Fools, One Mic. That's another podcast you definitely need to check out.
Right. Heck yeah.
So in our little break that we had, I guess, we had the wedding thing. Oh, before we get into that, I wanted to also thank everybody that has been jumping on board.
Right.
I guess. Holy moly! Like everything's starting to go up, you know.
Right.
Which
sure.
is truly amazing.
It's pretty cool.
We always say it every show, but we truly do appreciate you guys. If it wasn't for you,
If it wasn't for you, I need you.
yeah, but just don't call me collect.
Yeah. Can't afford it.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, back to it. Sorry, a little scatterbrained, but nonetheless, the wedding. What did you? Shout out to Trailer Park Baker.
Oh,
as usual.
No shit, for sure.
That holy moly, that was a pretty rad wedding.
Yeah, it was way cool. Very, very different and very, very cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, well, not because it was so different, but I mean, it was cool as fuck no matter what.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't give a shit and did whatever they wanted to also made it very cool.
Yeah. I got to give a shout out to Blake too, because
right.
I had some technical difficulties with the laptop. It always happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Speaking of Blake, the day before we went and checked out Tom Horn's revival.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like goosebumps. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
It was good shit.
Yeah, even like when they did the first sound check, it was like, oh shit.
Right. For sure.
You can go check out their Facebook page. Not 100% when they're playing next or anything like that, but definitely something you need to keep your eyes to and your ears.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Better watch out.
Yeah. Did you know that today is National Paul Bunyan Day?
I did not.
But we ain't no Paul Bunyan motherfuckers around here. We don't be telling them tall tales, you know what I mean?
People cut fucking trees down around here.
Yeah. I actually did.
Not as much as like Oregon or something, but yeah.
Yeah. The Paul Bunyan thing will always stick in my mind because when I was in Gillette, doing a little bit of time, that's a rhyme. I can do that from time to time.
Yeah, Stevie.
Anyway, this dude kept fucking with him, right? And he wrote him this really long letter.
Right.
And he's like, I know you're a Paul Bunyan tall tailing motherfucker. Well, then after the guy like read it and then like he like looked up, dude flipped off his fucking little slippers, you know, them orange suckers. Yeah. Just went over there and blasted him in the face. But that's why I always remember the Paul Bunyan thing. But we don't be telling tall tales around here, folks. Another thing that today is, I guess, is all caps letter day.
Oh yeah, I thought I heard
Caps
something.
lock day or something.
It might have been yesterday. I don't remember what it was, but I heard on the radio.
Yeah,
and
I guess.
like always, I'm that one guy, and I've said it on many episodes. Check out our old episodes if you want to see what I'm talking about. But who the hell makes these days?
I don't know.
I still want to know.
I don't know.
I've even Googled it. It's just like I don't know.
Maybe we should just like, well, At some point in time, I mean, schedules are so busy these days. But actually get a website and everything. We could just make up our own days.
Right. Hell yeah. It's three-wheeler day.
Another one, body piercing day.
Ooh.
Body piercing day. What?
Sweet.
Yeah. So here's a good question I have for you. What parts of your body have you pierced, my man?
Ears and lip.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure statute of limitations applies here, but yeah, we kind of procured a whole ear piercing kit back in the day, and high school, and
that's a good word.
when people would pass out instead of writing on their face with a marker or whatever. At this moment in time, we had an ear piercing gun. It was like, pow!
I got
That
you.
easy. Pass out, you're getting your freaking ear pierced. I've got about 4 in one ear. Never put anything in there. Took them out as soon as they were done. But
I was always that guy that before I would go to sleep or whatever, I swear to God, if anybody fucks with me,
I'm gonna fucking
bad day for you.
Right. Well, I would say that kind of stuff too, but me and my buddies all fought each other for fun in the garage and shit, in high school. So it was like telling my buddies, well, we'll fight.
Yeah.
I'll whoop your ass. But
That's probably why I always got in trouble, because I did end up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, Chris, my buddy, did it to me twice up top in your ear, where in my time in high school, guys did not do that, And he pierced my ear up top in the cartilage when I was passed out. So next time he passed out, I pierced his nose.
Nice. The only I guess, well, I have gotten my ears pierced, right? The first time I did that, when I was in high school, I was a senior or whatever, and I was living with my grandparents, and I sat down in the vehicle, and I'm not going to lie, I was still pretty drunk from the night before. So, I wadded myself up, my head on the door, and I ripped my one ear, fucking ripped it out.
Right.
So I had the one in my ear. And, I mean, let's be real here. Everybody knows there was a thing if you had one ear pierced,
Right.
Back
then, yeah.
Yep. Well, so then I took it out a couple years later, got them pierced again. They got ripped out again. I did my eyebrow one time. It got fucked up. Body piercing is not for me, my man.
Right.
I'll stick with a tattoo.
Right. I got the tattoo on my belly. And yeah, they were like, dude, you want to take a break and all this stuff? And I'm like, nope, just keep going. And Jack, R.I.P., was like, dude, you got balls of steel, dude. That's a tough tattoo to just sit through like that. And was like, I'll pierce you wherever you want. Tried giving me a Jacob's ladder and all this shit. And I'm like, no, man, I don't want none of that stuff. Well, I'll pierce your tongue. I was like, no.
I think they have a handling fee on those.
Well, I got my labrae, my lip pierced, and had that for 4 or 5 months, and it jacked my gums all up.
No, so you took it out.
Yeah, because it had that flat metal piece would rub up against the bottom of my gums, and was like, yeah. I didn't have that very long, and I could just imagine getting punched in that thing and blasted right into my teeth. It's like, yeah, fuck that.
Hoofda.
Right.
Man.
Right in the bottom of your teeth, Right where the gums connect to your teeth, getting blasted. Yeah, fuck that.
You wouldn't even have to get hit hard.
No. You braise that thing, dude. I'm on my knees.
I'm not going to lie. I wanted to get my tongue pierced at one point in time.
Right.
But I always, horror stories of like, the inside of your mouth and
you
all
can
that, but
paralyze your face. There's all kinds of shit
Yeah.
that can happen.
bite down on that. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm
there's no
glad I
way.
didn't do it.
No way. Yeah. I watched my sister do it and was like, nope. Nope. They squished her tongue with them freaking, whatever, the pinchers, the forceps freaking things.
Did they click them together like
yes.
barbecue
All
things?
the way. Like, they're just like hemostats. But they got the open, like, round thing so they could stab the needle through it.
That's what it's called, hemostat?
Yeah, those things that click.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Gotcha.
and they click together. I'm pretty sure that's what they call them. That's what I always heard.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I watched them do that, and it squishes her tongue like flatter and shit. And I was like, yep, no way. There ain't no way I'm ever doing that. Just that part.
So I got a couple things of history,
Okay.
I guess. So in this episode is being released. I guess it would be what?
I don't fucking know. Today's
The
the
second.
26th
It
or
would
something.
be. Well, today is the 28th.
Oh, is
So
it?
this is what we're going off of.
Oh, okay.
So June 28th, 1953 was the first Corvette assembled in Flint, Michigan.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool. I bet you Brad knows that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
My buddy Brad.
Shout out to Brad. He's a loyal following listener
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
We
Much
truly,
appreciation.
yeah.
For sure.
Here's another little piece of history that I bet you remember.
Oh, me?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Or the listeners. Maybe not some of the younger ones. Nonetheless, it does not matter. In 1997 was the year that Mike Tyson bit the ear off.
Yeah?
He got up in there.
I didn't remember exactly what year, but
Yeah, but
we'll never forget that.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. I guess I should have reworded it.
My dad used to pay for all them fights, and I remember that. I remember my dad being pissed because we'd have big party at our house, and my dad would pay all this money, and the freaking fight be over in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, what the?
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
I could have watched all this shit. Yeah, pay-per-view cost like $200 and shit.
Yeah.
Back then, it was expensive.
Yep. So this is something else that I found. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if it's true, false, or no. We'll just say Paul Bunyan. I don't know if it's true or some Paul Bunyan type shit. Elon Musk is supposed to be going up against Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, they called each other out and shit. I doubt it'll fucking happen. We'll see. That'd be cool. I'm going for both of them beating the shit. I think, which one is it? Zuckerberg? No, the other one is like fucking trained in like jujitsu and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Or it might be Zuckerberg actually. I don't know. One of them's all trained in shit, so the other one ain't. Better watch the fuck out. But all you got to do is be a little bit street, knock a motherfucker out that's trying to jujitsu your ass, and it depends.
So, what kind of, think about this. What kind of, like, a match would it be? Like a boxing match, MMA match? How many rounds?
MMA. It's got to be. Has to be. I don't know how many rounds. At least 3. I don't think they could last long enough. Just watching, like, shout out to Harden Fight Company, but watching fights like that, I know these guys are way more trained, and, well, these guys aren't. That's the thing. When you're not trained and you're not freaking a fighter, you don't last more than a couple rounds. I think 3 would be max. They're going to be swung the fuck out in round number 1. I've seen it a lot of times.
You know what it should be? You know what it should be like? Remember the movie No Holds Barred?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it should be like freaking the celebrity death match.
Yeah.
Give them some chainsaws and shit. Donate all their money to the fucking debt of America.
Yeah.
That's what we should do with the super rich people. Make them be like gladiators and go in a fucking ring and see who wins.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be people that would pay money for that, like, for sure.
Oh, yeah. You'll die with glory. And all your money will go to America to try to pay off our fucking debt.
Yeah, no shit. So we got some pretty cool stuff going on. It would be July 7th through the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be down at the Wyoming Pop Culture Convention at the Best Western here in Casper, Wyoming.
What?
We're going to have the gear set up. I'm going to have some of my artwork down there. Something else that's really cool. My middle daughter started making these earrings. So she is going to be down there slinging her new, what is it, entrepreneurship.
Yeah, she's being an entrepreneur. Whoa, this thing sticks to the table like so much.
It's getting warm out here. Well, it's pretty cool than that.
Yeah, it's nice right now, man. I'm digging it. It's a balmy 65.
Here in Casper, Wyoming, nobody knows what time it is because they haven't looked at my phone.
Yep.
Either or. There's going to be some really good celebrities down there. A pretty wide variety of a panel.
Right.
Nonetheless, we got Jason London, CJ Graham. Some of you might know him from Jason, them Jason movies. Well, just the one.
Right.
Jason 6. I believe I don't know what episode it is, but if you scroll down, you'll find it.
Right.
We talk about him. Tom Arnold's going to be down there, along with Smalls and Yeah from The Sandlot.
Dude, it's pretty badass.
Yep. There's going to be a bunch more.
It's a lot of cool fucking people, man.
Yep. And of course, hopefully we're set up right next to each other. The one and only Kamikaze Kid is going to be down there. Shout out to him.
And you know who else is going to be there? The one and only Stevie Vanderheiden.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have some.
The one and only. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, I'm going to have some. I'm going to bring a few pieces down there, I guess. Nothing too crazy.
Not like the past.
Yeah.
Are you going to set up for a day and a half?
Well, I guess here's another thing. We got to think about how the layout of it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be different this time.
Yep. Where the spot's going to be. That's always interesting about going to like new events and stuff. Very exciting. But
it's a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, most definitely.
For sure.
But either or, it's going to be badass. Kamikaze Kid's going to be down there as well. Shout out to him. He's a trained professional.
Just like us. Don't try this at home.
That's right. July 7th through the 9th. So I guess should back up just a few days before that. July 3rd through the 5th is Military Appreciation Day down at Mike Lansing Field. If it was anything like last year, you were down there. It was the military versus Casper Spuds.
Right.
It's going to be pretty, yeah.
Hell yeah. It should be bad ice.
All tickets are $8 a piece.
Wow. That's cheap.
Yep. Get on over to Casper Spuds Deck. I believe it is. Check out the Facebook page.
Yeah, you can see the fireworks good from there. Yeah.
Another thing that's pretty cool.
What's that?
So, well, you were the one that stumbled upon this. One of our wonderful sponsors of the show.
Oh, yeah.
B Diesels hooked us up with 20% off your next meal.
Yeah. Yep. And it's actual physical card.
Yes, it is.
We'll hook you up.
They're located in Mills, Wyoming.
Right across from the post office.
Or by Ivan Tubal's tattoo. Get your tattoo down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get off
a tattoo, run across the street, eat some food.
Yep.
Have a drink, and you get 20% off if you get our little card here.
Yep. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's how you get one of these.
Okay, Stevie, tell me how.
Well, I guess our wonderful listeners. So if you do not follow us on Facebook, head on over there, Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to ask a question. And what the question is going to be, what would you do with the 20% off? What would you eat with 20% off of your meal? And how do you figure out what they have there to serve? You have to either go in there or you just head on over to their Facebook page.
Yeah, check out their menu. They got the menu on there.
We're going to have we'll let the contest go for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Does that sound, that sounds pretty legit.
Sure.
Give enough people time to, because I don't know, just looking at the analytics bullshit or whatever.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people actually listen to the episode right away when it comes out. So I wonder, half of the time when we do these contests, like it's way after the fact.
Right. Well, let's just do it for a week and then we see. Well, it's whatever.
Yeah.
If we do it for a week, we know, we're giving away 4, right?
Yep, we're giving away 4. I guess just pay attention to Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we got 4 of them to give away.
Super exciting. Let's see, the other sponsors that we have, Little Shop of Burgers. Oh, wait.
Hell yeah.
I got this new segment that I'm introducing.
Okay.
Burger Shop Stories.
You have some of those.
Yeah. And this week, or no, it would have been last week.
Yeah.
Either or. So there was a couple that came in. Older. A lady and her son.
Okay.
Cowboy hat. Cute little sucker, I tell you what. Tipped his hat, yes, right. Sir, this, that. Well, they left. And I'd say 5-10. It was pretty busy that day. Looked over, his cowboy hat sitting on his chair, like hanging there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like a loafing jug cowboy
that
cowboy hat. You know what I mean?
Stetson.
It was a legit one, and I'm like, oh shit! I went and I grabbed it, ran out to the parking lot. They were gone. Super fuck, dude. I was bummed.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man. Hopefully they call or something in later in the day. Luckily enough, the mom called and they came and got their cowboy hat.
Hell yeah.
I was so stoked.
Hell yeah. Good job.
I told him, I was like, I tell you what, buddy, that was almost a day ruiner. I'm glad you guys called back. That's a good look cowboy hat.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The other story, I guess, a burger shop story. It was like, I guess, essentially closing time, and this guy came in. It wasn't closing time. It was probably like an hour or so prior, and he messed with me a little bit, which was cool as fuck because. So there's these fries, and apparently a monster makes them. I'm like, huh? But anyway, so later when he went to go, or when he came up to pay his tab, I guess,
right,
he asked if he could take some pictures of the place because he has a punk rock magazine, but he's the editor for it.
Sweet. So
he started taking a bunch of pictures, and we BS'd for a little bit. I mean, it was pretty short, you know what I mean? Little interaction.
Right.
He was traveling through, going to this punk rock show. But he hooked me up with this vinyl record, Quitters. His, I guess it would be a page or productions, I guess. Working Class Productions.
Right.
Shout out to Daniel.
Hell yeah.
Eventually, we're going to have him on the show as well. He does so much stuff. I wish there was more time where we could have sat and, bullshitted and everything. Right. But yeah, it's really cool, the shit that goes on.
Hell yeah.
At the wonderful Little Shop of Burgers located in Casper, Wyoming. Another, I guess he's out of California.
Oh yeah.
And there was something else that happened that was pretty crazy the other day. I got an email from Canvas Rebel magazine out of California. Man, this sounds so fucking, well, it's not stupid or whatever, but they're doing an article on me.
That doesn't sound stupid at all. That's fucking badass.
Well, sometimes I just get tired of fucking talking about myself, dude. You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, yeah, I get it. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what you know what I mean, what happens and
right. Well, you gotta fucking be proud of yourself. That's the shit, man.
Oh, I am.
It's cool.
Speaking of art as well, shout out to Casper Artist Collective.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Little More Than Books.
Faux show.
Active Life Photo. We can't forget about her.
No, hell no, man.
She was on the show. I don't remember what episode it was, but I guarantee if you scroll down, you will find it. A couple other shout outs I wanted to give to you. System Restore, of course. At some point in time, they are going to be on the show. Shout out to Don Haynes.
Right.
And that funny son of a gun.
Hell yeah.
Joey Patterson. He's got a new song out.
Nice.
Yep, you can check that out on Spotify. Dwayne Watson Band. All of these people that share our stuff, we truly Truly, truly appreciate you.
sure. For
Speaking, well, we can't forget about the Shivers, of course, the Cottonwood Boys. Gunners UK, the band Repent. Cryptic Wisdom. We got Zay the Prophet. We can't forget about Manny the Kid. The list goes on. But here is one thing I do want to say.
What's that?
Remember how we were playing music on the show?
Right.
And we would feature one track. Well, here's the problem with that. I'm going to have to do some more research, but we can actually get in trouble for playing, even though you wonderful artists give us your music to play on here. We can play it, but we can get in trouble too.
For sure. Due to copyright, due to licensing.
Yep. You can even say that you gave us the right, or you gave us permission.
Right.
I guess.
But if somebody recorded that with you, they didn't.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. And at some point in time, I will fire the radio station thing back up again, and we'll get that sucker rocking.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, I was pretty bummed, just because I don't know, not like I'm scared to get in trouble. I mean, some of you probably like know me, I guess, either or.
Right,
man. We got quite a little bit of a following, you know what I mean? And once Spotify is like,
right,
there is no three-wheel bicycle podcast.
Right.
All of those past episodes with all of the wonderful guests from, it's all gone.
Right. For sure. I hear you.
And trust me, I would love to sit here and I did a bunch of research into it too. Just like how, let's say I just like play a bunch of music and then just record it as like a podcast and put it out. You can still get in trouble for that. Like it's bullshit. So I just want to let you guys know, everybody, because consistently keep getting emails from people from the old radio thing, and like, trust me, I would love to play your shit.
Right.
I seriously would.
For sure. It is what it is.
Yeah. Do you yeah, which sucks, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I
but we can still shout people out.
Of course. Just like we always do.
It's like jumping underneath the block and all the coins.
So last week, I guess, I went back home, I guess.
Right.
And first went to Platte, all that good stuff. Man, I love the farming community. I love the simple life. There is no sirens. You hear cows mooing. You know.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, went back to the wonderful hometown of Mitchell, South Dakota. Ran into some pretty wonderful people, well, friends, you know. And I wanted to give a shout out to Pat Prickett. He has Prickett's Pet, and he is the 5-time People's Choice for ribs. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
That is pretty badass.
I'm trying to get him to come with. He told me when I come through next time. Well, when we come through next time, because we're gonna be in Canton, South Dakota, September 17th at the Canton Barn Party. This shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. That's all I gotta say about it. $10 to get into the door. There's gonna be all kinds of deals. It's gonna be nuts. Ryan gave us the permission to actually podcast there too. So art, podcasting, there's going to be music, so much shit. Just make sure if you're a Facebook follower, the event will be on there. I promise you. That's September 17th. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Prickett's Pit. We're going to test out some of his ribs. I'm going to hit him up prior.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
Another thing that was really cool when I was in Mitchell. So I had said something in the intro about that crazy hat that I had on my head.
Mm-hmm.
I got this sucker at this place down on Main Street called Einstein's. If you're familiar or have ever been in the area, it used to be, so when I was growing up there, it was a costume store. And you could go rent costumes, this, that, the other. Well, when we were back there, I had to go stop down at Q Jewelry. If you head down there, he's got some amazing jewelry. A bunch of artwork by a bunch of other amazing artists as well. I dropped off some pretty cool pieces. A Dolly Parton one, by the way.
Yeah.
Either or, we strolled across the street. Einstein's is a vintage store now.
Really?
So the hat is over 100. I sat and chit-chatted with the lady for a little bit. You could spend days in that fucking place, dude.
Right.
She had 20s, 30s, all them early years, so much stuff. But that hat was over 100 years old. She said it was from the Knights of the Templar.
That's crazy.
That's
way cool.
So I think it might have been the day after or before. I can't remember. My days are just so crazy these days. So when I was in Platte, me and the old man were cruising around. They had a big old, they call it a scavenger hunt. So Platte was involved. There was a couple of other surrounding towns that were involved. There was like a rummage sale stuff that was going on.
Okay.
There, and man, I'm jumping all the way around. I forgot to talk about the Corn Palace, but we're still doing good. There's an antique store that I've never been to. It's called the Remember the Time Antiques.
All right.
There was this picture in there. Do you remember that picture that I showed you?
Mm-hmm.
Where it looked like it was photoshopped?
Yep.
The Wyoming Kid, Gillette, Wyoming, 1957. Are you guys ready for this story? One day after a big Wyoming blizzard, jackrabbits were in the big sagebrush patches to seek shelter from wind and snow. I had a 6-cavity bullet mold I loaded myself. I loaded lots of shells, sometimes loaded 1 or 200 shells. Always plenty on hand. I took 3 pounds Folger coffee can full of shells. I took 2 action Colt pistols, 1 extra for spare, just in case I need it. As I walked through the sagebrush, jackrabbits jumped up and took off running. The close ones were a big target. Compared to a grasshopper, I killed 28 jackrabbit with my Colt 45 today. Missed many, many rabbits. I totally got one out of every 4 or 5 that I shot at. Rabbits were worth 40 to 50 cents each. There's a bunch of other shit on here, but
That's crazy.
it is. But it really looks like this photo. This picture is photoshopped. Like
It
this
does.
guy is clean shaved. He looks like fucking. What does that guy look like?
Kind of Tom Cruisey.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he would be a rabbit shooter. That's probably where the whole rabbit choking thing came about.
Well, he might have had enough money. Obviously, he had a 3-pound coffee can full of bullets to be able to shoot at rabbits. I thought, shit. Well, I don't know. Ammo's expensive now. It wasn't fucking expensive back then.
Well, he said he did it himself.
He poured it himself, yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, it probably is true.
Right.
So this is essentially kind of how my few-day little quote-unquote vacation went. So I bounced back from Mitchell to Platte.
Yeah.
So I went and got Jessica. Her, Tasha, and Kinsey, they were chilling at the Scoreboard, which is a bar essentially right next to the world's only Corn Palace. And if you do not know what the world's only Corn Palace is, in Mitchell, South Dakota, they built essentially it's a palace made out of corn. Been around for many, many years.
Yes, sir.
Just to give you a little bit of history on it. Well, this was the other thing that was cool about going there too. Not only just like hanging out with them, because it was such a beautiful day, dude. And like,
Right.
there was even a guy that drove his fucking lawnmower to the bar.
Hell yeah.
Dosh is like, "Are you for real right now?"
Dude, I that's what I love about going back to Wisconsin and shit, man. People do that kind of shit all the time.
It's a simple life, man.
Right.
Love it.
No fucks given.
Yeah. Well, so like as a, youngster growing up there, it was just one of those things, fuck Corn Palace or whatever, about the only thing you would do in that thing. You'd play sports inside of it. There were concerts there, or you would pass it probably a couple hundred times when you're cruising Maine in your car or whatever. But there is just so much history on that place. I'm just going to get into a little bit of it just because there is so much, either or. It is the world's only Corn Palace, and how it began how it began. The city's first Corn Palace was built as a way to prove to the world that South Dakota had a healthy agricultural climate. 8 years before the turn of the 20th century, in 1892, when Mitchell, South Dakota was a small 12-year-old city of 3,000 inhabitants. The world's only Corn Palace was established on the city's main street. During its over 100 years of existence, it has become known worldwide. That's right, baby. And now attracts more than 500,000 visitors annually.
That's super badass. I've been there a lot of times, dude.
The palace was conceived as a gathering place where city residents and their rural neighbors could enjoy a fall festival with extravagant stage entertainment, a celebration to climax a crop growing season and harvest. This tradition continues today with the annual Corn Palace Festival held in late August each year. By 1905, the success of the Corn Palace had been assured, and a new palace was to be built But this building was soon, well, it became too small, nonetheless.
Right.
Pretty crazy. Here's other little quick fun fact about it. Just because it was like a day prior to me being there. In 1979, the Corn Palace on June 21st went up in flames. Approximately $1 million later, the palace had a new roof, security system, new lighting, and automatic sprinkler system finished in time for the Fall Festival week. And that's some fun little facts about the cow. Holy moly.
About the old corn
palace. I remember that it was pretty cool, though. Like, there'd be shirts that say, you play in a gymnasium, I play in a palace.
Dude, right? That's cool.
They're actually, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed. So the theme next year is famous South Dakotans. Fortunately, not on there.
Yeah.
Mike Miller is, though. We tried calling him that one time.
Hell yeah.
He was actually, here's something funny. I don't know if it's true or not, but he was voted the friendliest person in prison.
Oh yeah?
Something I seen online.
That's cool. Yeah, like I said, I've been there a few times. It was super cool. There's the main thing I thought was cool is the art, all the pictures and stuff all over the walls, all made out of corn. Everything is made out of corn.
Speaking of that, shout out to my main man, Aaron Degan. He was actually,
Oh, that is pretty badass.
yeah,
Dude.
he was one of the fellas that created some of that stuff up there. So was his dad.
Right.
And
That's what you were telling me. I thought that was pretty impressive.
yeah, here's a fun
I've
little
been there
fact.
and it's pretty impressive.
Here's a fun little fact. So years ago, of course, it was it's been redone so many times. But there was a picture in there, and it was actually on Jeopardy because I seen this when I was in fucking jail, dude. But it's this kid, or there's a couple of kids, and they're like kind of punched down, I guess, and there's like this calf sitting there. But his dad made it so like it was shitting in its hand.
Mm-hmm.
Too funny.
Yeah. Yes.
They also had there was a picture in there. I didn't really wander around too much, but I remember that was another one of the first jobs I had. I was a fucking usher there a long time ago. I totally forgot about that. But they had the pictures of like every year. There was one where you can actually see a ghost in it.
That's crazy.
Have you seen this? It's called World Chase Tag.
I don't know.
Two people, there's obstacle courses, and they chase each other around. And there's a time limit.
Oh, okay, like tag.
Yeah, like tag. It's a sport, I think. I don't know.
Huh.
But I seen it pop up on my thing, so I had to like look at it. But of course, some of these dudes are fast. A fast tagger. Not to be confused with your typical graffiti artist. But no, it was crazy. Like they have all these obstacle courses like set up, and they're fucking. Some of them could probably be really good running backs in the NFL.
Right.
Well, you know that game sport cricket?
Yes.
Do you know how to play that?
Nope.
Me either, dude.
No, it's like fucked up baseball.
It is. So, I mean, it has been a while since I turned the Xbox on and shit. But I just seen it was one of those free downloads.
Oh, a cricket game?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
So I was like, yeah. And like, well, my controller is kind of fucked. So like, it's like the thumbstick thing. Well, anyway, like you bounce the ball or something, and then you like stand there and you hit it, and then you just like run to like the other side. And like, because you know how they have like tutorials and all that shit. But
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't understand. But that's okay, right?
Yes. Yeah, you don't live in England.
Is that where they play that at?
Yeah. Yeah. Cricket.
Imagine getting hit with one of them fucking bats, dude.
Yeah, it's all round and shit.
Yeah.
It's like a big old rounded paddle.
Shit, today when I went to the ballpark, I guess you could call it. Well, it is, but there was a Legion game. Well, they still use like the aluminum bats. Well, when I got up there, I got there before I was supposed to be there.
Good job, Stevie.
Yeah, it's because be prepared.
Yeah.
Or is that not be prepared? No, be on time.
Yeah, be on time.
I don't know. My old man taught me that shit.
Right.
But yeah, I get there. There's a bunch of people there already, and there's like a game going on, and I'm like, what the fuck? There's no way I could be late unless I missed something.
Right.
But it was a Legion game going on. But it was so crazy hearing, like, you know, the ball hit the aluminum bat versus a wooden one.
Right.
But,
ping.
Yeah, dude. Versus like a knock. The ping versus the knock. Before I forget, I don't know if and I truly do apologize if I have already said this. So yesterday, I guess maybe either or. So yesterday, I haven't posted really any videos like on my Vanderheiden design page on YouTube.
Right.
So I did something new last night where I actually explained like the painting that I did. And, head on over there, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I think I might do some more just because every painting has a story. Just like every tattoo has a story. Every song has a story. You don't really ever see people explaining what the fuck it is. Here's another thing that I just realized too. And I'm not ranting. Maybe it's a rave nonetheless. You know.
Oh, here. That's a rave.
The one thing I'm always kind of like bummed about, like doing some of like the vendor shows when you go like sell art.
Right.
Like, oh man, like you won't believe, what was going on at this time, or and like,
right.
Nobody cares, dude.
Oh, I know.
You know.
Yeah.
But there's always some kind of crazy story. The other thing too, when you purchase one of my paintings, you get the original. There is no fucking print.
Right.
It's true to the grind. I rhyme from time to time.
Time to time. What the boy? Yeah.
Oh. Here is something that we need to get into before I forget. Because then I'm going to be up all night, man. You know what I'm going to be thinking?
What?
Son of a bitch. I of talked about that in the little intro that we did and didn't even talk about it. So when we were driving back the other day, coming through, hopping on I-29 back to Casper, underneath kind of, where that bridge is at, all that stuff. I looked over at Jessica. I'm like, what the fuck are those things? Those are those crickets. The crickets that you've been seeing all over. Right?
Well, I haven't been seeing it. I haven't seen any.
Yeah, well, so I didn't see any until that day. Well, physically, you know what I mean? But, seeing a bunch of pictures, it was a big fucking thing. They're spread out all over the road, taking over towns, all that shit. When I went to go Google it, right when, you were mixing up your shit, just to see, get a little bit more info on it or whatever.
I know what they are.
There was nothing. Well, I didn't keep going down anymore. They didn't say shit about Wyoming, dude. Really? There was Nevada, Colorado, but that was it.
Mormon crickets.
Yes, sir.
I thought they lived in Utah. Boom, boom.
Oh. Well, what's crazy is that's actually where they're from.
That's why they call them that?
Well, it's a crazy story. The crickets got their name back in the mid-1800s when they ravaged the crops of Mormon settlers in Utah. In a story referred to as a miracle of the gulls, the settlers claimed that seagulls flew in and ate the insects, sparing their crops in one of their first harvests after moving to Utah, escaping religious persecution.
I thought that it was grasshoppers that the seagulls came and ate.
Well, ironically...
I'm not a Mormon, so I don't know for sure, but...
Yeah, same.
What I thought.
Same. Well, here's what's crazy is that after you say that, Mormon crickets, which are not actually crickets, but they're grasshoppers.
Right.
It's crazy. These little, red bastards. It was pretty crazy just, seeing them jump around.
They're pretty gross looking.
They sure are. Apparently, they can travel up to 25 to 50 miles in one session.
One session?
Yeah. What would one clarify what the fuck a session would be?
Probably
like a semester of school.
Yeah. Each quarter.
Yeah. Do you want to hear a fun fact? Of course you do.
Of course.
I bet you these are wonderful three-wheelers. We truly appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
So Pac-Man grossed $1 billion in quarters in the first year of release. In the following year, in 1982, it earned $6 billion in quarters, which was the most combined amount of money spent in Vegas casinos and U.S. movie theaters that year.
That's crazy.
I never really got into Pac-Man. I mean, I played it a few times.
We were not even thought of when the shit came out. It was one of the first arcade games ever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people that never went to the bowling alley went to the bowling alley so they could go play Pac-Man, you know?
What do you think those white things really were? Were they like pills?
I think it was the easiest thing to program.
Oh, yeah.
I
know, but I'm just curious now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they ibuprofen?
No, the bigger ones were power pills. Or power. What the fuck did they call them?
Power up.
Well, no, it was like a power pellet. A power pellet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Speaking of video games, make sure you go check out Game Doctors.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's something else that's pretty interesting. And I don't know I don't know. Either or. So since I've been working at Little Shop of Burgers and stuff, I mean, obviously I always deal with the public, but you're right up in their face, right? And even like doing the baseball stuff. I'll chew gum. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's a little interesting fact about chewing gum. Chewing gum while studying and then chewing the same flavor while taking a test will help you remember what you've studied.
Yeah, it triggers parts in your brains. Into brains parts.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I guess earlier, not too long ago, I had said something about Dolly Parton, that piece that I finished that you need to go check out down at Q Jewelry. But here's a little fun fact about Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library mails free, high-quality books to children, no matter their family's income. This book gifting program is open to kids from birth to age 5.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Couple more shout outs that we got to do before we end this wonderful show. If you need to get your oil changed, head on down to Mobile On-Site Oil.
Faux show. Also, you gotta check out Debo's painting. Need some stuff painted? Your house? Inside? Outside? Shed? Who knows? Go to Debo's.
Forbidden Leaf. Sure to check them guys out for all your CBD needs. Well, I forgot, if you head on down to Forbidden Ink, you can check out that wonderful mural that I painted down there.
Hell yeah. That's down at the pointy thing, 2nd Street. Hard and Fight Company. I had mentioned before, but shout out to them.
Elite Custom Apparel.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to check out T-Hawk Studio. She's got some amazing jewelry as well. And then while you're down there, you could just head on right next door and check out Glow. She's got some amazing, holy moly, I can't wait to work with her. Now I just remembered that. I gotta put that in my...
Yeah.
calendar.
Trailer Park Baker. Get that cake. Get that cake.
And if you need a tasty burger, chicken sandwich, maybe even a salad.
Or just some fries. Good ass fries.
Onion rings. The list goes on. That little shop of burgers. Located Casper, Wyoming.
And also, need to have a little drink after work. Maybe some lunch. A little bit of dinner. Got to check out B Diesel's non-smoking downstairs. If you don't like the stinky smoky, you can smoke upstairs if you do like the stinky smoky. Check them out. B Diesel's right across from the post office and Mills.
And don't forget to keep your eyeballs open on that Facebook page to learn how to win. What are these 20% off your next meal down there while you're having a tasty drink?
Faux show.
Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in
Faux show.
to that Three Wheel Bicycle podcast. Oh, that was the other thing that I was going to say before I forget. Well, you know what? I'm just going to write it in my notes. We'll talk about it on the next show. That Jim Cornette painting.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll talk about that on the next show. So if you have followed along, you'll see what happened. Nonetheless. Thank you everybody for liking, following, just all those amazing things. We will see you guys, July 7th through the 9th. We're going to be going live down at that Wyoming Pop Culture Con. We're excited to talk to some of you, see you.
Yeah, come check us out.
There's going to be some amazing artwork down there. And my daughter just started her little earring entrepreneurship. It's going to be pretty wild.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, I like the way you're doing that. You know what that means? Get on down. Click that link down below. It has all of the links to stuff. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. I guess we probably should have said that at the beginning of the show. Nonetheless, we truly appreciate each and every one of you. We're on that TikTok, that obviously that Facebook, that Instagram, that YouTube, well, Spotify, obviously, because that's where you're listening. Well, that's what we're uploading it to. You might be listening to us through Apple Oh, all them other wonderful. We just love that you lend us your ear. As on that note, I am your host, Stevie V, and Josh is gonna lead you up out of here. We will talk back at you in a week or so.
Yeah.